Have you ever felt as if the weight of the world presses down on you all at once? Not slowly, not gently, but in waves that seem endless, relentless, unavoidable. You wake up thinking today will be different, but the same heaviness lingers. You try to push, to move forward, to make things better, yet no matter what you do, it feels like life keeps pulling you back. It's confusing, frustrating, even exhausting. You ask yourself, why me? Why now? Why does it feel impossible to get ahead? And the more you ask, the more stuck you feel. There is a subtle current beneath it all, something unseen, yet undeniably real. You can sense it even if you can't name it. It's the invisible force shaping your days, your decisions, your reality. You've tried everything you were taught: hard work, discipline, pushing past fear, following every rule that promised success. And yet, something is missing. Something feels off. Something holds you back from the life you know is possible for you. Maybe you notice it in small ways first. A fleeting sense of dread in the morning. Moments where joy seems just out of reach. Or the quiet whisper that says, "You're not enough, not yet, not now." And the strangest part? It isn't because you lack effort or desire. You've tried. You've fought. You've persevered. What if the reason nothing seems to work isn't because you're failing, but because you've been trying to change reality from the wrong place? What if the invisible weight, the tension, the frustration, isn't a punishment, but a signal? A message that the key to transformation isn't in doing more, pushing harder, or forcing life to comply? There is a truth hidden beneath it all, a principle that governs how your life responds to you. And when you glimpse it, everything shifts. Suddenly, the weight you carried no longer feels as heavy. The frustration begins to fade. And the world, once unyielding, starts to reflect something new, something aligned with your inner state. This is where the journey begins. Not with effort, not with struggle, but with awareness. The first step toward raising your vibration, toward changing your reality, starts here, in the quiet recognition of what is happening beneath the surface of your life. There is something important you need to hear right now. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are not weak or incapable. And yet, for most of your life, you may have believed otherwise. You may have been told, directly or indirectly, that your struggles are a reflection of your worth or lack thereof. That's simply not true. The truth is, the way you have been navigating life is not your fault. From a young age, you were conditioned to respond to the world in certain ways. You learned patterns of thinking, reacting, and believing that often create resistance rather than flow. You were taught to push, to struggle, to chase outcomes as if effort alone could bend reality to your will. And when that effort didn't bring the results you hoped for, you blamed yourself. You thought something was wrong with you. But nothing is wrong with you. You have been operating under a set of invisible rules, habits, and beliefs that most people never even realize exist. You've been trying to live in a reality that doesn't yet match the frequency of your inner state. And when you attempt to force change while your energy is misaligned, frustration, fatigue, and disappointment are inevitable. Take a moment and consider this: life is not punishing you. The universe is not keeping you from your desires. Your circumstances are simply responding to the vibration you have been holding. It's not personal. It's not moral. It's a principle, a law of life that, once understood, can become your greatest ally. You may be wondering how this could apply to you. Perhaps you feel trapped in patterns that repeat over and over. Maybe you notice that no matter how hard you try, some areas of your life refuse to shift. Relationships, finances, career, health, they all seem to reflect the same story, a mismatch between your inner energy and the outer world. It's easy to look at these results and think, I'm doing something wrong. I must not be enough. But that thinking only lowers your vibration further. It keeps you locked in a cycle of self-blame, effort, and disappointment. And the irony is, all the pushing, all the trying harder, only strengthens the pattern you want to change. You've been responding to life in ways that were taught to you. You've been reacting instead of aligning. And here's the liberating part: once you recognize this, everything changes. You don't have to fight or force. You don't have to shame yourself into action. You simply need to understand the nature of your energy and how it interacts with the world around you. Imagine for a moment that your life is like a radio. The frequency you are transmitting determines what you receive. When your energy is low, fearful, frustrated, uncertain, you attract experiences that mirror that vibration. When your energy is high, calm, confident, grateful, you naturally draw circumstances that resonate with that elevated state. It's not magic. It's law. And understanding this truth is the first step toward empowerment. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are simply misaligned with the version of reality you desire. And that misalignment is fixable. You can learn to raise your vibration intentionally. You can shift your inner state and, as a result, change the world you experience. This isn't something abstract or unattainable. It is practical, simple, and immediate. Your thoughts, your emotions, and the focus of your attention are tools. When used consciously, they align your energy with the life you want to live. When used unconsciously, they keep you trapped in the same loops that have frustrated you for years. So, as you listen to this message, take a deep breath and release any sense of guilt, blame, or inadequacy. None of this is your fault. You've been learning to navigate a world without knowing the laws that govern it. And now, that veil is lifting. You have the opportunity to see yourself differently, to understand the power that has always been within you, and to take the first steps toward raising your vibration. You are capable of profound transformation. You are capable of aligning your energy with your desires. And most importantly, you are deserving of a reality that reflects your highest potential. Life is not against you. Circumstances are not a punishment. Your current situation is simply a mirror of your current state, and that mirror can change when you change the way you feel, think, and focus. This understanding, this recognition that nothing is wrong with you, is a powerful foundation. It creates emotional safety, lowers resistance, and opens the door to real change. You are not flawed. You are learning. You are awakening. And this is where true transformation begins. Once you embrace this perspective, a shift naturally occurs. Fear loses its grip. Doubt begins to fade. And you start to feel something new, possibility. Potential. A quiet knowing that you can influence your reality not through force, not through struggle, but through conscious alignment with the laws of life. Your journey toward raising your vibration and changing your reality begins here, not with effort, but with understanding, acceptance, and trust in yourself. Most people approach life as if effort alone can create change. They believe that if they try harder, push longer, or struggle more, the results they want will inevitably follow. They wake up early, make endless to-do lists, sacrifice rest and joy, and yet, the same challenges persist. And every time they fail, they internalize it: I must not be enough. Something is wrong with me. But that is not how reality actually works. Effort, without alignment, is like trying to steer a boat upstream while the current pushes the opposite way. You can row as hard as you like, but until you understand the flow of the water, your efforts create more struggle than progress. Most people don't realize this because they are conditioned to believe that success is external, that life is something you must conquer or wrestle into submission. They chase results, thinking the problem lies in circumstances, in people, in luck. They adjust strategies, tactics, and timing, but rarely do they consider the deeper, invisible factor that underpins everything: their vibration. Your vibration is your energy, the subtle, yet powerful frequency that your thoughts, emotions, and focus transmit to the universe. It determines how you experience life, what you attract, and what mirrors back to you. And yet, most people overlook it completely. They work harder, speak louder, and try to control outcomes, all the while their inner state remains scattered, fearful, or doubtful. This is why many fail despite their efforts. Not because they are incapable, lazy, or undeserving, but because they are trying to force a reality that does not yet match their inner frequency. You can think, I want success, I want love, I want peace, but if your energy is anxious, frustrated, or resistant, the world around you reflects that exact vibration. Effort without alignment is like planting seeds in barren soil. You may water them endlessly, but they will not grow until the conditions are right. Most people also mistake busyness for progress. They fill their days with action,
believing that motion equals change.
But motion without vibration is meaningless. You can run, you can push, you can fight, but if your inner energy is disconnected, you are simply moving in circles. Even worse, people often use struggle as a badge of honor. They believe that suffering is proof of dedication, that pain is necessary for growth. While challenges teach lessons, unnecessary struggle is a sign of misalignment, not inevitability. And this misunderstanding keeps them trapped, spinning in a cycle that reinforces low energy and limited results. Another common error is trying to fix life externally before addressing the internal. They focus on changing circumstances, convincing others, or manipulating events, thinking this will bring relief. But the truth is, circumstances follow vibration, not the other way around. Trying to force outcomes without adjusting your energy first is like trying to turn the tide with a bucket, laborious, frustrating, and ineffective. Even positive thinking alone is often misunderstood. Many people repeat affirmations, visualize, or read motivational quotes, but they do so mechanically, without truly embodying the energy behind the words. Life does not respond to words alone. It responds to the certainty, the feeling, the alignment that underpins them. A mind that is tense, doubtful, or resistant cannot manifest what it seeks, no matter how many affirmations it recites. The problem, then, is not your effort. It's not your desire. It's not even your circumstances. The problem is misalignment. Your energy, your vibration, and your inner state are the keys that determine whether life flows in your favor or against you. And most people never stop to examine this, never stop to question the invisible forces at play, never realize that shifting their vibration can shift everything. This is why the solutions that work for others often fail for most. It's why you see people chasing success with intensity, yet their lives remain unchanged. It's why you've likely tried repeatedly to create breakthroughs, only to feel the familiar weight of disappointment. Once you see the problem clearly, the solution becomes obvious, but only after the mental shift. You begin to understand that it's not about effort, struggle, or external circumstances. It's about raising your vibration, aligning your energy, and harmonizing with the reality you desire. Until you do that, the harder you push, the more resistance you encounter. And this is the secret most people never discover: change begins from the inside out. Not by controlling life, but by controlling your energy. Not by forcing results, but by becoming a vibrational match to the outcomes you want. The moment you grasp this principle, everything starts to make sense. The frustrations, the repeated failures, the endless struggle, they are not signs of inadequacy. They are signals that your inner state has not yet aligned with your desired reality. And that understanding alone is liberating. It frees you from blame, from frustration, and from the exhausting cycle of doing without being. The problem isn't you. It's not your effort. It's not even life conspiring against you. The problem is the unseen law you've been working against, your vibration. And once you learn how to align with it consciously, everything changes. Life starts to flow. Opportunities appear. Relationships deepen. Abundance shows up. Peace replaces stress. And the world begins to reflect your elevated energy. There is a principle at work in your life that few people ever truly understand. It is invisible, yet undeniable. It governs the way your reality responds to you, not through effort, not through struggle, but through vibration. Joseph Murphy often taught that life does not respond to words alone, nor to sheer willpower. Life responds to the energy that underlies your words, your thoughts, and your emotions. This principle is universal. It applies to everyone, everywhere, at every moment. It does not discriminate. It does not negotiate. It simply reflects the state of your inner being. If your vibration is low, clouded by fear, doubt, or resistance, life mirrors that energy back to you. Opportunities seem scarce, relationships feel strained, progress feels slow. If your vibration is high, rooted in peace, confidence, and clarity, the world aligns with your energy. Doors open, synchronicities appear, and circumstances seem to shift effortlessly. Understanding this principle changes everything. It is the missing link between desire and manifestation, between intention and experience. Most people chase goals without recognizing this law. They focus on the external world, thinking that changing circumstances will change their lives. But circumstances follow vibration, not the other way around. Until your energy aligns with your intention, external efforts are limited in effectiveness. Joseph Murphy described this law as the invisible intelligence of the universe responding to certainty. It is not magic, nor is it superstition. It is a consistent, natural law like gravity or the seasons. The universe operates according to patterns, and one of the most fundamental patterns is this: your inner state creates the outer world. When you understand this, you begin to see that everything you have experienced, successes, failures, moments of joy, moments of struggle, has been a reflection of your vibration at the time. Every challenge, every opportunity, every encounter has mirrored your inner state. Life is not punishing you. Life is showing you what your energy has been broadcasting. This law also explains why so many conventional methods fail. People are told to work harder, push more, or think positive, without first aligning their vibration. Effort without harmony, motivation without energy balance, and positive thinking without certainty will always produce inconsistent results. Life is responsive to the underlying energy, not just surface actions. The invisible law works through alignment. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs create an energetic frequency. That frequency radiates outward, subtly influencing your perception and your interactions. People respond differently to you, circumstances unfold in certain ways, and even the simplest events reflect this vibrational reality. Consider it like tuning a musical instrument. If the strings are out of tune, no matter how skillfully you play, the music will sound discordant. When the instrument is tuned, even simple movements produce harmony. Your energy is the instrument. Your vibration is the tuning. And reality responds according to the resonance you produce. Understanding this principle is empowering because it places control back in your hands. It shifts the focus from external circumstances to internal mastery. You do not need to manipulate, force, or coerce life. You need only to align your vibration with the life you wish to experience. And the beauty of this law is that it is simple to apply once understood. You do not have to struggle to change the world. You only need to focus on the alignment of your thoughts, your feelings, and your energy. When your inner state harmonizes with your desires, life naturally follows. This principle is timeless. It has been understood by sages, philosophers, and spiritual teachers throughout history. From ancient wisdom to modern psychology, the message is consistent: what you feel, what you believe, and the energy you hold shapes your reality. Yet, most people overlook it entirely, trapped in cycles of effort without alignment, doing without being. Recognizing this law allows you to pause, reflect, and shift. You can see where your vibration is misaligned, understand the patterns that have kept you in struggle, and consciously begin the process of raising your energy. When you do this, the doors of opportunity, abundance, love, and peace open naturally. Life is not a battle to be won. It is a reflection to be mastered. By understanding this invisible law, you gain access to the key that unlocks effortless transformation. Your circumstances, your relationships, your achievements, they are all mirrors of your inner state. And when you align with the vibration of what you truly desire, the world responds. This is the hidden law that governs everything. The principle behind raising your vibration and changing your reality. And it is not theory. It is observable, consistent, and accessible to anyone willing to shift from reaction to alignment, from effort to energy, from struggle to resonance. This is the moment where everything begins to make sense. The principle you've been sensing, the invisible force shaping your experiences, the energy beneath your thoughts and emotions, it all comes together in one clear truth: raising your vibration changes your reality. It is simple, yet profound. Your inner state, your energy, your focus, your emotions, determines the quality of your life. The struggles, the challenges, the repeated patterns you have faced are not evidence of failure. They are simply signs that your vibration has not yet aligned with the reality you desire. When you understand this, a shift occurs. You stop trying to force outcomes externally. You stop pushing harder, worrying more, and struggling to control what is beyond your immediate influence. Instead, you focus on raising your energy, aligning your thoughts,
and cultivating the feelings that match the life you want.
Raising your vibration is not about pretending everything is perfect. It is not about ignoring problems or suppressing emotions. It is about consciously choosing a higher state of energy, one that is in harmony with your desires. It is about feeling calm, confident, and certain even when circumstances seem uncertain. It is about tuning yourself to the frequency of the reality you want to experience. Think of it like a magnet. When you vibrate at a low frequency fear, doubt, frustration, you attract experiences that mirror that energy. When you vibrate at a higher frequency peace, gratitude, confidence, you naturally draw circumstances that resonate with that state. Life responds not to what you say, not to what you try to do, but to the energy you radiate consistently. This is why effort alone often fails. People chase goals with determination, yet remain trapped in the same cycles. They push externally while internally they feel anxious or unaligned. No amount of external action can override vibration. Your energy sets the stage, your reality simply follows. The practical revelation is simple: if you want to change your life, start by changing your energy. Consciously cultivate feelings of abundance, love, clarity, and joy. Align your thoughts with these emotions. Hold certainty behind your intentions. When your inner world reflects what you want externally, your reality begins to shift naturally. Joseph Murphy emphasized this with clarity: the universe does not respond to words alone. It responds to the certainty behind your words, the conviction behind your thoughts, and the alignment of your energy with your desire. A single moment of absolute inner certainty can change the direction of your life more than months of struggle. Raising your vibration is a skill, one that can be developed, strengthened, and applied daily. It is not dependent on circumstances. It does not wait for the perfect moment. The moment you choose to feel, think, and focus in alignment with your desired reality, you begin to shift the world around you. This is why miracles, synchronicities, and breakthroughs often appear suddenly. It is not random. It is the result of vibrational alignment, the moment when your energy matches the reality you intend to experience. Life cannot help but reflect back the frequency you radiate. And here is the most liberating part: you have control over your vibration. You are not at the mercy of events, people, or luck. You are the conductor of your inner orchestra, shaping the energy that determines every aspect of your experience. By mastering this, you gain influence over your reality itself. When you consciously raise your vibration, fear loses its grip. Doubt fades. Confidence and clarity take root. Opportunities appear effortlessly. Relationships deepen. Challenges become lessons rather than obstacles. Abundance, joy, and peace are no longer distant ideals, they become the natural reflection of your inner state. This is the core revelation. This is the truth behind the title: Raise Your Vibration and Change Your Reality. It is not theory. It is law. It is not wishful thinking. It is a principle you can observe, practice, and experience. It is accessible to anyone willing to align their energy, focus their thoughts, and cultivate the emotions that resonate with the life they desire. The simplicity is deceptive, but the results are undeniable. When you understand this, life stops being a battle. Life becomes a reflection of the energy you consciously choose to hold. And the moment you embrace this truth, everything begins to change, not gradually, not because of external effort, but because your inner state has finally aligned with your highest potential. It's one thing to hear about raising your vibration and changing your reality in theory. It's another to see it in action: real people, real transformations, real results. And this is where belief solidifies. Because when you see evidence, you understand that this isn't just philosophy or wishful thinking, it's a principle that works consistently. Consider Maria, a woman in her early 30s who felt trapped in her career. She worked long hours, exhausted herself, and yet nothing seemed to change. Promotions slipped past her, projects stalled, and her confidence dwindled. Maria had read self-help books, tried affirmations, and even pushed herself harder, but the frustration never left. Then she began to experiment with raising her vibration intentionally. Instead of focusing on what was wrong at work, she started cultivating a sense of calm and certainty in her daily routine.
Each morning, she visualized success, felt gratitude for the opportunity she already had, and held a quiet confidence that she could handle whatever came her way.
Within weeks, Maria noticed subtle shifts. Conversations with her colleagues flowed more smoothly. Tasks that once seemed overwhelming became manageable.
Then, one unexpected day, her manager called her into a meeting and offered her a project leadership role she had been hoping for, an opportunity that seemed impossible before. Her reality had shifted, not because she forced it, but because her vibration had aligned with the success she desired. Or take David, a man struggling with personal relationships. He often felt anxious, insecure, and doubted whether he deserved connection. He tried dating apps, went on countless dates, and yet nothing seemed to work. Frustration built, and his energy remained low.
After learning to raise his vibration, David began small.
He stopped focusing on the absence of love and instead nurtured feelings of self-worth and gratitude for the relationships he already had: family, friends, colleagues. He approached each day from a place of calm confidence rather than anxiety. Within months, he met someone who matched his new energy, someone whose presence felt effortless, joyful, and aligned. What had once seemed elusive became natural once his inner state shifted.
Even in health, vibration plays a powerful role.
Take Sophie, who struggled with chronic fatigue. She tried countless diets, supplements, and routines, yet her energy never stabilized. When she began focusing on elevating her vibration through mindful meditation, positive visualization, and gratitude, her energy gradually improved. Within weeks, she noticed increased vitality, better sleep, and a renewed sense of balance. Her reality shifted because her inner state changed first. These stories are not exceptions.
They are examples of the principle in action. Life responds to the energy you radiate.
When you raise your vibration, circumstances, people, and opportunities naturally align with that energy. What once seemed difficult, impossible, or distant becomes attainable, not by struggle, not by effort, but by harmony. Even small, consistent shifts create profound results. A single day spent focusing on calm certainty rather than worry can redirect the trajectory of your week.
A single thought held with genuine belief can open doors that seemed permanently closed. The universe does not need to be convinced, it responds naturally to the frequency you maintain. And the beauty of this principle is its universality. It works for career, relationships, health, creativity, and personal growth. It works regardless of age, background, or circumstance. It doesn't rely on luck, timing, or external approval. It works simply because it is aligned with the natural law of vibration. Perhaps the most striking proof comes from observing your own life. Reflect on moments when you felt calm, confident, and in alignment. Recall the days when opportunities flowed effortlessly, when relationships deepened, when creativity surged. Those moments were not random. They were reflections of your vibration in harmony with life. Now imagine intentionally cultivating that state consistently, every day, every interaction, every thought, every feeling. That is the power of understanding and applying this principle. Your reality can be consciously shaped by the energy you hold, and the stories of Maria, David, Sophie, and countless others show that it is possible, reliable, and life-changing. These examples serve as proof, yes, but also as inspiration. They demonstrate that no matter your current circumstances, you have the ability to shift your vibration and transform your reality. It is accessible to anyone willing to pause, observe, and consciously align their energy with the life they desire. Raising your vibration is not a quick fix, it is a lifelong practice. But even small, consistent steps produce noticeable results. And when you witness those results, your belief strengthens. You begin to trust the principle, trust yourself, and trust the process. And that trust, in itself, is transformative. Now that you understand the principle, and you've seen the proof in real life, it's time to bring it into your own world. This is where theory becomes practice, where knowledge transforms into power. Raising your vibration and changing your reality is not abstract. It is simple, intentional, and practical. The first step is awareness. Begin noticing your energy at all times. Observe how you feel in different situations, with different people, and in response to various events. Awareness is the foundation because you cannot change what you cannot perceive. Ask yourself, where am I feeling tense, fearful, or resistant? Where is my energy aligned with peace, joy, or confidence? Next, start consciously shifting your energy. When fear, doubt, or frustration arises, pause. Take a deep breath. Center yourself. Instead of reacting, choose to respond from a higher state of vibration. This could mean focusing on gratitude, recalling a moment of confidence, or feeling certainty about your abilities. Small moments like this accumulate, gradually raising your overall energy. Affirmations are powerful, but only when felt, not just repeated. Instead of mechanically saying words, anchor them with emotion and certainty. For example, instead of saying, "I am successful," feel it in your body. Imagine yourself confident, calm, and capable. Picture the reality you desire as already unfolding. This alignment of thought, feeling, and energy creates resonance with your goal. Visualization also plays a crucial role. See the life you want as vividly as possible. Picture it in detail, the environment, the people, the sensations. Feel the emotions associated with it: peace, joy, abundance, love. The universe responds to the energy behind your visualization, not the visualization alone. Your inner state must match the outer reality you desire. Daily practice is key. Even a few minutes each morning or evening can shift your vibration profoundly. Quiet meditation, mindful breathing, or simply focusing on uplifting thoughts can recalibrate your energy. Over time, these practices create a new baseline, a higher vibration that naturally attracts aligned experiences. As your vibration rises, your reality begins to shift in response. Notice subtle changes first. Conversations flow more smoothly, challenges feel less daunting, opportunities appear in unexpected ways. These are signs that your energy is aligned and life is responding. Celebrate them. They are proof that your inner state creates your outer world. Identity shift is the final piece. When you raise your vibration consistently, you do not just change circumstances, you change who you are. You begin to see yourself not as a passive participant, but as an empowered creator. You are no longer reactive. You are intentional. You no longer chase life, you attract it. You stop trying to force outcomes and start living from alignment. This transformation is quiet yet powerful. You carry calm confidence instead of anxiety. You radiate certainty instead of doubt. You approach challenges with resilience and clarity instead of fear. Others notice, but more importantly, you feel it from within. Your identity shifts because your energy now matches the person capable of living the reality you desire. Every decision, every action, every thought becomes aligned with this new identity. Life starts to mirror your internal authority. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are a creator shaping the world through your vibration. And this doesn't happen once, it is ongoing. Each moment becomes an opportunity to consciously raise your energy, refine your focus, and reinforce the identity of the person who naturally embodies success, peace, and abundance. Finally, remember, transformation is not instantaneous, but it is inevitable when you apply these principles consistently. Life begins to flow effortlessly, not because you forced it, but because you became the vibrational match to the reality you desire. You move with the currents of life rather than against them. You speak with certainty. You act with alignment. You feel empowered. And this is who you truly are. Not someone struggling, reacting, or waiting for life to change. You are a deliberate creator, a master of your energy, and a magnet for the reality you choose. By raising your vibration, you change everything, not just your circumstances, but your identity, your perception, and your relationship with the world. This is the final step. The moment when understanding becomes action, and action becomes transformation. You are no longer asking life to change. You are embodying the energy that shapes it. You are not merely hoping for a better reality, you are already the person who naturally lives it.